The NHL is once again terrified of the Winnipeg Jets as they're slowly getting back to full health. We have to talk about Vezina candidate Connor Hellebuyck, and Scott Arniel has made some brilliant changes to the lineup, and we're going to break those down in this episode of Hattrick HQ and Jets Digest. But before we do that, a quick reminder to hit that subscribe button. About 71% of you who watch these videos are not actually subscribed to the channel. So if you want to stay up to date with everything going on in the NHL and Winnipeg Jets news, it's free. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. Now, of course, a huge win for the Winnipeg Jets over division rivals, the Colorado Avalanche, a team that they are trying to keep in front of in the Central Division standings and obviously stay away from in the first round, at least, of the playoffs. The Jets want to take control of that number one seed when the season ends. But obviously, we have some news to get to. We have a couple guys returning from injury that I think paid big dividends for the Winnipeg Jets in this win against the Colorado Avalanche. I want to highlight the win and the importance of the win, and this is from Mike McIntyre, and that was an impressive Jets performance as there's been all year. One of the best against a really good team in the Colorado Avalanche. 3-0 win. The Winnipeg Jets improved to 29-12-3 on the season. Connor Hellebuyck with his 6th shutout of the year and his 3rd straight against Colorado in the regular season, dating back to last year. This guy loves to play the Colorado Avalanche as long as it's not in the playoffs, but we don't have to talk about that. But he's been fantastic. He's 26-6-2. He has 6 shutouts on the year, and Connor Hellebuyck has as many shutouts as he does regulation losses this year. That is quite good. And obviously the Winnipeg Jets Twitter account quoted this tweet and said, is that good? This might be good, and it's good. It's a great stat. So Connor Hellebuyck has been phenomenal this season. At times when the Winnipeg Jets have needed him to come up big, he has. He absolutely has. And there's been times where the team carries him, and that's fine. That's what good teams do. The Jets continue to roll this season. Lots to love for the Winnipeg Jets so far this season. Now, if we look at the lines, and I think this is very interesting because the biggest thing this weekend specifically, because again, disappointing game last night against the Los Angeles Kings, Dylan Samberg returns to the lineup. And I've been saying it on the channel with Nick in the videos. We've been discussing it for weeks on end. This guy, to me, is the glue guy for this lineup. This is the guy who comes in and just seems to make everything work. Is he a difference maker himself? To a degree. I think some people would argue yes. I would even argue yes to a degree. But he just makes the rest of the lineup work. Him with Pionk just makes sense. Morrissey and DeMello being on the top line, you're not going to switch that up, but it just lengthens the rest of the lineup. Obviously, Stanley's in, and Coghlan is in, obviously, because Hayden Fleury is hurt, and Colin Miller is out as well, both injured, and they should be returning. Well, there's no real timetable yet, but it looks like they could be nearing a return soon. But again, if you look at the top line was fantastic. Again, Velarde, I love his physicality. Second line is doing their thing. I wonder if the Jets, and let me know in the comments what you think, if the Jets go out and get a second line center at this year's trade deadline and another defenseman. We've been talking a lot about them going out and trading for another defenseman. I wonder if they take a look at a second line center. That could be very interesting. And again, Iafallo being moved up the last couple games, the last little while to the third line. I think he's been playing well as well on that third line. So, you would like to see him be a little bit more than a fourth liner. We've talked about that on the channel ad nauseum as well, and he's done exactly that this season. So that's great. And again, the defense has just been so interesting this year. I saw Coghlan with a bit of a tough turnover earlier in the game tonight, but I thought everyone bounced back, played a great game tonight. Obviously, you get the shutout. There's a lot to like in this game. Lots to like. And Scott Arniel obviously had the update that Josh Morrissey, wasn't feeling great earlier this week. Dylan Samberg was nearing a return. They were both feeling good. They're back in the lineup. They're looking good. It's good to see them back in the lineup. And from Mike McIntyre, he asked Scott Arniel about the decision to take Heinola out after a strong game with Coghlan on his right side. And I think this is a bit puzzling as well because Jets fans, I think they're tired of seeing Logan Stanley at this point. They want to see, Heinola given a real opportunity to shine, just an opportunity, not even to shine, just an opportunity to take advantage of, because he hasn't really gotten that in the time that he's been here. So his answer was puzzling and telling, and he said that he wants a lefty-righty tomorrow versus LA. Although, Heinola is a lefty, so I thought that's just a weird answer in that way. So it shows taking Stanley out never considered. He is thinking Stanley Heinola at this point. So very, very interesting. as to why he would make that decision, or at least that was his reasoning. Doesn't really make sense in that way. I'm sure he has other reasoning. Maybe he doesn't want to put out there, but anyway, maybe he doesn't trust him, right? But maybe he doesn't want to put that out in the media, but that is what it is. But thought that was very interesting reasoning from the head coach. But what a difference. Again, Mike McIntyre shares the same sentiment as me. I've been saying it for months on the channel since Dylan Samberg went down with injury. He makes such a difference in this lineup, and he is the glue guy. He is that good. And again, is he a difference maker on his own? I don't know, but I think he is to a degree. If you look at the lines again, not only does it lengthen the lineup a lot, right? Because obviously it it enables you to have a guy like Heinola not in the lineup, first of all, and Stanley in the lineup moving down to the third pairing, right? Even when you are injured. So he's been great. And again, before he hurt himself, before he got injured, him and Pionk were so good together. Pionk was putting an incredible amount of points up. He's still doing his thing this season, of course, but him and Samberg is a great dynamic. Samberg just really elevates Pionk to another level. So it's so great to see him back. Really excited to see that. And in terms of the offense, much better night from the offense as well. The NHL Jets had 2 high danger scoring chances in last night's entire game against Los Angeles. 2 from the high danger, wherever that may be, low slot, anything like that. And they had 13 so far at the time that he tweeted this out in the game against Colorado through 14 minutes of play, including 9 in the second period alone. So a response game. And I've said this all season, the Winnipeg Jets, the best thing, the most impressive thing to me all season by this team is the ability to bounce back, but period to period, game to game. If they lose a game in terrible fashion, the next game, you're almost guaranteed a win. And I think that's been their most impressive characteristic this year. And that's something that can translate to the playoffs. And I think that's something that they've shown this year. And Jets fans can be excited about come playoff time. Because again, I think that can possibly translate. And Colorado had just 3 tonight, which all came in the third period. So impressive stuff from the entire team. They all played fantastic. Ehlers and Perfetti both looked a lot quicker in this game. Ehlers scored a goal. Perfetti, I think, has been playing okay. He's kind of had a weird up and down season to me. He's been playing all right. I think he needs to take another step for Jets fans to be comfortable with him, his development, and obviously going into the playoffs. I still think there's something else there. But listen, the Jets, great game against the Colorado Avalanche. They beat a really good team that they're trying to keep ahead of in the standings. Not only that, but Blackwood's been amazing for them ever since they traded for him. They put 3 goals on the board. Connor Hellebuyck shutout tonight. He's going for the Vezina. Lots to like for the Winnipeg Jets. So let me know in the comments what you think of Dylan Samberg returning to the lineup this weekend. I think he made a huge difference. The offense was going this weekend as well. Maybe not yesterday, but in this game specifically. And Connor Hellebuyck continuing to do his thing. Last thing I will mention is the offense. They were going tonight, and they look pretty good. But we didn't make a video regarding last game. They got to get the offense going when Eric Comrie is in net. That is something that has plagued them so far this season. Eric Comrie has given them good minutes. He's been a great backup goaltender for them, but the offense has not given him the support he needs. So I think that's an interesting dynamic. Let me know what you think about that in the comments. And if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with everything going on in the NHL. And of course, stay up to date with Winnipeg Jets news.